Hello everyone, welcome to GATE EAC Sutra. This is the first lecture on network theory. Network theory is the common course for electrical branch as well as electronics branch, and it comes in both GATE and engineering services. This is the basic course for other courses like electrical machines, power systems, power electronics, etc. Let's first discuss about the topics that we are going to cover in network theory. The topics are basics of network theory, steady state AC circuits, theorems, transient analysis, two-port network, magnetic coupled circuits, graph theory, and filters. So let's first discuss the basics of network theory. We often get confused with the terms network and circuit. So these are the two different terms. Network is a combination of elements. Circuit is also a combination of elements. But network may or may not consist of closed path. But a circuit should essentially has a closed path. Let's take an example. R1, R2, R3. This is a T network, but it's not a circuit as it does not contain a closed path. The second example is like this. This is the voltage source. This is a network as well as a circuit, as it consists of a closed path. So here is a note: all circuits are networks, but all networks are not circuits. Now we will have a discussion on absorbed and delivered power. First, I will tell you about the instantaneous quantities like Qt, It, Vt and Pt. Qt is charge, its SI unit is coulomb. It is current, that can be written as dQt by dt, that is the amount of charge moved in a unit time, and its SI unit is ampere. Next is Vt, that is voltage, which is equal to dWt by dq, amount of work done in moving a unit positive charge, and its SI unit is volts. Next is Pt, that is power, which is equal to dWt by dt, that is equal to dWt by dq into dQt by dt. dWt by dt means amount of work done in a unit time. So, and now dWt by dq is voltage Vt and dQt by dt is current It. So power can be written as Pt is equal to Vt into It, and its SI unit is volts. This equation of power is independent of nature of elements, and it holds true for any circuit or network. This is the instantaneous equation of power. Instantaneous equation for power. Now let's move on to the concept of absorbed and delivered power. In this first network, the current 3 ampere is entering in the positive terminal a voltage source of 2 volts. So power absorbed is equal to 2 into 3, which is equal to 6 watt. This power is absorbed by this voltage source of 2 volts. In this network, the current is coming out of the positive terminal of the voltage source. So power delivered is equal to 2 into 3, that is equal to 6 watt. In this, current is entering at the negative terminal of the voltage source. That means it's coming out of the positive terminal of the voltage source. So power is delivered, and that is equal to 2 into 3, which is equal to 6 watt. In this network, current is coming out of the negative terminal of voltage source. It means it's entering the positive terminal. So power absorbed is equal to 2 into 3, which is equal to 6 watt. Here is the thumb rule. If the current I is entering a positive terminal, then that element is absorbing power and it will act as a load. If the current is leaving the positive terminal, then that element will be delivering power and will act as a source. So here is the note that I have already written. Now we will solve some questions based on power. Here is the first question. Find power of each element of the network shown. This is the network. I have already marked the voltages at all the nodes V1, V2, V3, V4. I have taken V4 as the reference, so V4 will be equal to 0 and V1 will be equal to 10 volts, as there is only one voltage source on this branch where the negative terminal as it is at 0 volts. So V1 will be at 10 volts. Now we will calculate V2 and V3. As we can see, between V1 and V2 there is a voltage source of 2 volts. So V1 minus V2 is equal to 2 volts. V2 is equal to V1 minus 2 volts. As V1 is equal to 10 volts, therefore V2 is equal to 8 volts. Now we can see there is one voltage source between V1 and V3, that is 3 volts voltage source. So V3 minus V1 is equal to 3 volts. V3 will be equal to 3 plus V1, that will be equal to 3 plus 10. V3 is equal to 13 volts. Now we will calculate the currents in all the branches. We have already given the current in these three branches as 4 ampere, 5 ampere and 6 ampere. Now we will take this branch. The current coming towards this node is 5 ampere and 6 ampere. So the current will go out from this node, that will be equal to 11 ampere according to Kirchhoff's current law. Now we will take this branch. The current coming towards this node is 4 ampere and going out from this node is 5 ampere. So the remaining 1 ampere current will come from this branch and will come towards this node. Here also 1 ampere. Here is 11 ampere, so here also 11 ampere. Now we will take this branch. As the current going away from the node is 1 ampere and coming towards the node is 11 ampere, so remaining 10 ampere current will come in this branch. Now we have got all the currents in all the branches and all the voltages at all the nodes. Now we'll calculate one by one power of each element. We'll first take this element of 10 volt voltage source. So power of this 10 volt voltage source will be equal to the voltage 10 volts into current going through it is 10 ampere. So power will be 100 watts. This power is absorbing as the current is coming towards the positive terminal of the voltage source. Now we will take this voltage source. P 2 volt will be equal to voltage 2 into the current going through it, that is 1 ampere. So the power will be 2 watt. This is also absorbing, as the current 1 ampere is going towards the positive terminal of the 2 volt voltage source. Now we will take this voltage source. P 3 volt will be equal to voltage 3 into current 11 ampere. So the power will be 33 watt. This power is also absorbing, as 11 ampere current is going towards the positive terminal of the voltage source. Now we will take the current sources. We will take this 4 ampere first. P 4 ampere will be equal to current into voltage across this current source, that is V2 minus V4, and V2 minus V4 is 8 minus 0, so it will be 8. The power will be 32 watt. This power is delivering. As we can see, the voltage across this 4 ampere current source is plus minus 8 volts. The current is 4 ampere. We can easily see that the current is going away from the positive terminal of the element. Now we will take this element, P 5 ampere. The current is 5 ampere and the voltage across this element is V3 minus V2. As V3 is 13 volts, V3 minus V2 means 13 minus 8, that will be 5. So it will be equal to 25 watt. This is also delivering. This is at higher potential. This terminal is at higher potential, so this will be at positive and this will be at negative. The current is 5 ampere, voltage is 5 volts. So again the current is going away from the positive terminal of the element. Now we will take this 6 ampere current source. P 6 ampere is equal to current 6 into the voltage across this current source, that will be plus minus 13. V3 is at higher potential, so voltage across this current source is V3 minus V4, that will be equal to 13 minus 0, 13 volts. 6 into 13, that is equal to 78 watts. This is also delivering, as the current is going away from the positive terminal of the element. Now we'll do summation of all the absorbing powers. So P absorbing is equal to 100 plus 33 plus 2, that is equal to 135 watts. Similarly, P delivering is equal to 32 plus 25 plus 78, that is 135 watt. It implies that these two equations implies that P absorbing is equal to P delivering. This is for any network, and it also shows conservation of energy. Here is the next question. This is the network given. N1 and N2 are the two small networks that are connected like this. We have to calculate the power delivered or absorbed by this element whose voltage is given as 5 volts. So I have marked the currents as I1, I2 and I. First we will see I1 is equal to 6 volts divided by 3 ohm. 6 volts divided by 3 ohm, which is equal to 2 ampere. I2 is equal to 2 volts divided by 2 ohm with a minus sign. 2 volts divided by 2 ohm, which is minus 1 ampere. I have put minus as the current is coming towards the negative terminal of a resistor. For a resistor is a heating load, so the current always goes towards the positive terminal. So I have put minus here. In this case, I1 is going towards the positive terminal, so no need to put any minus. Now I will be equal to I1 plus I2, as the amount of current that is coming out of the N2 will be equal to the amount of current going towards the N2. So I is going towards the N2 and I1 and I2 are coming out of the N2. So I is equal to I1 plus I2. I will be equal to I1 is 2 amperes, I2 is minus 1 plus minus 1 will be equal to 1 ampere. Now P 5 volts will be equal to the voltage, that is 5, into current, that is 1 ampere. 1 will be equal to 5 watt. This power is delivering, as the current is coming out of the positive terminal of the element. This is the next question. A fully charged mobile phone is good for 10 minutes talk time. During talk time, battery delivers a constant current of 2 ampere. Find energy of the battery during talk time. What is energy? The capacity to do work is called energy. We know that power is equal to dW by dt. It implies that work is equal to integral 0 to t p dt. Watt second or joule. Joules is the SI unit for work. Energy and work are the same thing. This plot is given in the question. We know that P is equal to Vt into It, as It is given constant as 2 ampere. I is equal to 2 ampere, which is a constant. So P is equal to 2 into Vt. There are two methods for solving this question. First, by writing the equation in terms of time for Vt, or by calculating the area under this curve. From this equation, W is equal to integral 0 to t p dt, which is equal to 2 into integral 0 to t Vt dt. This is the area under the curve of voltage. So W is equal to 2 into area. This time is 10 minutes or 600 seconds. Now first we will calculate the area under this curve. Area is equal to area of this trapezoid, which is half into sum of two bases, that is 12 plus 10, 12 plus 10 into the height, that is this time, that is 600, which is equal to 6600 volt seconds. Now work will be 2 into area, that is 2 into 6600, which is equal to 13200 joules. This is the energy of the battery. The next question is also based on the area concept. We have to find the charge acquired by the capacitor in 5 microseconds. This is the plot given of current versus time. We know that I is equal to dq by dt, implies that q will be equal to integral 0 to t I dt. Again we'll have to calculate the area under the curve of I, that is up to only 5 microsecond. So we will divide this area into three parts. First is a triangle A B C. So area of this triangle is, let's say, A1, which is equal to half into base, that is 3, into height, that is 5, which is equal to 7.5 microcoulomb. This area will give us the charge under this plot up to 3 microseconds. Next is BEDC. BEDC. It is a trapezoid. The area under this trapezoid will be A2, that is equal to half sum of the two bases, that is 5 plus 3, 5 plus 3 into height, that is 1. It will be equal to 4 microcoulomb. Next is EFGD. EFGD. Let's say area is A3, which is equal to half into sum of two bases, 3 plus 4 into height is 1, which is equal to 3.5 microcoulomb. So total charge Q will be equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3, sum of the three areas, that will be 7.5 plus 4 plus 3.5 microcoulomb, that will be equal to 15 microcoulomb.